Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Vrikshavalli Ama Soyare Vanachare, Vrikshavalli Ama Soyare Vanachare, Pakshihi Susware Olvite, Pakshihi Susware Olvite, Vrikshavalli Ama Soyare Vanachare, Vrikshavalli Ama Soyare Vanachare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Great. Good to see everyone. Hello. Vandana ji, Jennifer ji, Sandhya Ben, Anamika,
Anamika, after such a long
Deepak,
time, see.
Deepak,
How
Jayashree,
are you?
and Sonal. Wonderful. Okay, and one more with a couple of smileys but no name. Okay, whoever that is.
That is our Gaurav.
That's Gaurav, is it? Okay. Yeah, Purushottam ji is, and I think Pandey ji also is at the BST in Delhi that's going on. I may go there for a day or so. I'm not sure.
Where, Delhi?
Delhi, yeah. The BST, the Power of Truth training. Very wonderful, very powerful. Just amazing, amazing. It was 7 days with Guruji long ago in a place called Mehmdabad, near Ahmedabad. And I think on the fifth day or something, we were invited to a church. We were also invited to a mosque. So the whole 100 of us went to a temple, then we went to a mosque, did all the wuju and all that, and did the namaz together with the local um, Muslim population. And then we went to the church, had mass over there, and then they all visited the ashram the next day, and they were just very, very moved. Very touching, very powerful. I still remember this when we were doing arti to the one of the, I think he was the Qazi of that mosque. उनको भी हमने आरती किया तो पूरे फूट फूट कर रो पड़े वो. He was just so touched and so moved by that gesture by Guruji. So uh, so all of this kind of being, this kind of participation, this level or this quality of life, this quality of being, loving, being in love, and expressing that more and more and more, and in no matter what we are doing, with whatever we are doing, always in that state of expressing love for ourselves and love for others. So how to be in that state in spite of so many things that seem to pull us away and drag us away from this lovingness that we all actually really want to. That's all we really want to do. But we get pulled away in many different directions. And so, what do you think? What is behind this? How come knowing who we are, knowing what it is, knowing the truth about ourselves, knowing the truth about this universe, knowing everything. You ask somebody, even a person on the street will tell you, हाँ ये तो मिथ्या है, सब धूल है, एक दिन तो जाना ही है सबको, जिंदगी बड़ी छोटी है, क्या बैर झेर रखने का. All this understanding and sharing you will find in anyone will share that, including you and me. But when it comes to living like that, in the face of challenges, in the face of the circumstances of life, how do we remain in that state? How do we bring forth that same lovingness? The first question is, how come it happens like that? And the second question is, how do we break free from this so that we are in this state that we would love to be in all the time? We are actually in that state all the time, or at least most of the time. Chalo 99%, nahi, why not 100%? All the time, why not? So what are your thoughts? Name some situations in your life where you tend to, quote unquote, lose the plot, as they say. Jo plot hai, we lose the plot and move away from that understanding, move away from that. What are some circumstances in your life where that happens? And then share about what your thoughts are on how come it happens that way. So who would like to?
Hmm.
Deepak, you're ready. Go ahead.
Yes, yes.
Huh.
So, as I have shared previously, uh, that there is some court case going between siblings,
Huh.
and not understanding each other, brothers and sisters. So, this understanding especially goes away when talk about money and property,
Right.
and in particular, either with the siblings or their spouses,
Right.
and with my brother also. I tend to feel that he's blaming me, for whenever we have a talk. ये past में ऐसा हुआ था तेरी वजह से, past में वैसा हुआ था तेरी वजह से, तुमने ये नहीं सुना, वो नहीं सुना. And then after maybe 10 minutes or 15 minutes, I feel my whole energy, gets changed. And then I also shift to a mood of anger and finding fault with him, which I think already is lying deep within, but then it gets covered up by satsang, by knowledge, this, that. But that spark of anger, वो समझता ही नहीं है मेरी बात को. हर बार उसका एक ही म्यूजिक है कि तेरी वजह से ये, तेरी वजह से ये, तेरी वजह से ये.
Yeah.
खुद के ऊपर नजर ही नहीं जाती है, और इतना पढ़ा लिखा है, डबल ग्रेजुएट है, डॉक्टर है, साइकोलॉजिस्ट है, और उसको कुछ कहो तो उसके ईगो पे चला जाता है. मेरे को मत बता, मेरे को मत बता, आई एम माय एक्सपर्ट, you are not doing analysis, this, that. And what I hear, I don't know what
So,
I say. I hear it is all because of me. This is what I hear. And then my whole, composer gradually is lost. And then it takes me time to again regain that. And it just happened 1.5 hours before.
Uh-huh.
So it's a very
Yeah,
fresh
yeah.
memory.
This is a common and frequent thing that happens in all our lives. Um, correct. But so actually देखा जाए तो जो कह रहे हैं वो गलत ही क्या है? It is all because of me, the I. If तुम होते ही नहीं अगर तो ये मसला ही नहीं होता.
हाँ, ये मसला ही नहीं होता.
तो
ये अगर मैं खुद से खुद ही को बोल लेता हूँ तो इतनी प्रॉब्लम नहीं होती है.
हाँ,
अगर आपने मुझसे ये कह दिया और मेरे को ये सुनाई दे रहा है कि ये तेरे पे ब्लेम को हिंदी में क्या कहते हैं? दोष.
दोष. हाँ, गुण.
तेरा दोष है.
तेरा दोष है. हाँ.
तो वो कुछ जैसे कोई.
Correct. So this is one circumstance where you forget, lose the plot.
Yes.
Okay. Any other examples? Lose the plot. Others? Losing the plot examples.
जब मेरी धर्मपत्नी मेरी बात नहीं सुनती. If from somebody else.
हाँ, you can also share one more, but I'm asking everyone.
Yeah.
Go ahead. हाँ.
So when Raki doesn't, listen to me, and maybe she makes some comment.
Yeah.
तो वहां पे भी ये प्लॉट की धज्जियां उड़ जाती है.
Correct. Very good. Noticing that is itself very important. हाँ, Anamika, go ahead.
So the simple idea of this is that whenever anything doesn't happen the way I want it to be, because I have kept that desire कि ये चीज तो ऐसे ही होनी चाहिए थी, दूसरा क्यों नहीं कर रहा है, then most of us lose the plot, right? If we talk about husband and
when
wife,
things don't go your way,
yeah, because we have whatever we do, we have ended up in desire. We add that desire into it कि तुम्हें ऐसे करना चाहिए ना, that expectation.
Yeah.
So if I forget this कि मैंने पहले ही अपनी expectation set कर रखी हैं, why, क्यों कर रखी है मैंने, let life flow, जब वो भूल जाती हूँ, then this plot shifts.
The plot is lost. Correct.
But with mindfulness, with the practice, with meditation, bhajan and all, it is easier to get back into it.
Right.
With time.
With time, maybe time.
Things which used to take maybe a lifetime of कि अब तो कभी बात ही नहीं करूंगी.
हाँ, yeah.
Has reduced to nahi. Yeah. So this has come down, and anyway, who wants this? I don't think so there is anyone who wants this.
Wants it. Nobody wants it.
Nobody wants it.
One of the biggest mysteries of human life.
All we want is happiness. All we want is love.
Right.
There is nothing beyond this.
Right.
So why to even enter into it?
Why to enter into it? Exactly. Why to enter into it? Anyone else? Chitra, Sonal, go ahead.
So, in all situations, as Anamika said, we have made a decision that it should be like this. But now, after doing the courses like Manoj ji, Sanjeev ji, Meenal ji, we know that we are in the marg.
Yeah.
We are in the change situation. Opposite person is not in that situation. So every now and then we have to convince them, whatever the situation, that okay, try to go ahead with this part. So we said, "Pehle tu to sudhar ke dikha." This is the answer given. First you behave. So they go on a particular mindset that पहले जो होता था वैसे ही,
हाँ
and they won't change, and we have to change because we are in oneness, we are in everything. So opposite आदमी तो change होने वाला है नहीं.
अच्छा वैसा
So
क्या,
every
ऐसा
situation,
डिसीजन हो गया है?
whether it is your housemaid, whether it is your brother, whether it is your neighbor, whether it is your any bus का
करेक्ट,
side में बैठा हुआ आदमी भी होगा ना,
राइट,
everything is like oneness, oneness and oneness.
हाँ,
तो कभी कभी डाइजेस्ट नहीं होता,
कभी कभी डाइजेस्ट नहीं होता है
कभी कभी डाइजेस्ट
कि वन ये
नहीं
वननेस
होता है.
है, कि ये वननेस है.
वननेस में खाली हम लोग ही है क्या, बाकी सब लोग नहीं है क्या?
ओके, ओके, ग्रेट, ग्रेट. हाँ, ये
तो
ऐसा
then it
फ्रस्ट्रेशन
becomes
हो जाता है.
गांधीगिरी. तो गांधीगिरी सबको नहीं चलती.
या गांधीगिरी, ओके, राइट. हाँ, कभी ये फ्रस्ट्रेशन हो जाता है, जैसे मेरे साथ कल हुआ. मेरे साथ कल कुछ 3-4 बातें ऐसी हो गई, कोई कुछ कह रहा है जो बिल्कुल मतलब वाहियात कहते हैं ना, वैसी बातें जिस ज़रूरत ही नहीं है, वैसी बातें और उस तरीके से बातें. और छोटी बात यानी ट्रैफिक में भी जा रहे हैं और मैं राइट टर्न ले रहा हूँ और ये राइट सिग्नल दे रखा है कभी से, लेकिन वो एक स्कूटर वाला पीछे से हॉर्न बजाता ही जा रहा है, बजाता ही जा रहा है. मैंने राइट टर्न लिया और आगे आके कहता है, मैं कितना हॉर्न बजाया, आप राइट टर्न मेरे सामने से लिया, मेरे को जाने नहीं दिया. तो ऐसी 3-4 बातें हो गई और मैंने ऐसे ही मैंने अपने आप से कहा कि यार ये तो सारे एक्टर है, मेरी दुनिया है, मेरे स्क्रिप्ट के हिसाब से चल रहे हैं. मैंने इनको स्क्रिप्ट दिया हुआ है कि भाई मुझे मेरे में कुछ ना कुछ कमियां है, उसको उसको सुधारना है, उसको उस पे काम करना है. तो आप मुझे दिखा रहे हो कि मुझे कहाँ अभी भी काम बाकी है. लेकिन कल ना ऐसे ही मैं तंग आ गया थोड़ा सा और मैंने कहा, देखो भैया, आप लोग सब तो है ही नहीं, एक तो मैं ही हूं, सब कुछ कर रहा हूं और आप तो सिर्फ ये रोल बजा रहे हो, ये रोल वो रोल, अलग अलग रोल कर रहे हो, मुझे कुछ ना कुछ दिखाने के लिए, मुझे कुछ ना कुछ सिखाने के लिए. देखिए, all you actors, and not all the actors in the whole world, but you actors who are giving me a hard time, all those actors, you're fired. You're all fired, unconditionally fired right now. You're all fired. And you are, and not only you're fired, please don't find any replacements for yourself either. You are just fired. That's it. बहुत सीख लिया, बहुत समझ लिया, बहुत कर लिया सब. ये बस यही लेसन मुझे पता है, ये लेसन मैंने 1000 बार सीख लिया है कि इरिटेट नहीं होना. तुम्हारे में इरिटेशन बाकी है, तुम्हारे में फियर बाकी है, तुम्हारे में गिल्ट बाकी है, रिग्रेट बाकी है, ये सब बाकी है, बहुत बार देख लिया. अब मुझे और दिखाने की जरूरत नहीं है. यू आर फायर्ड और डोंट फाइंड अ रिप्लेसमेंट. और सेकेंड हाफ ऐसे भी एक्टर्स हैं, ऐसे भी लोग हैं जिनके लिए मैं एक एक्टर हूं, जिनके लिए मैं ऐसा एक्टर हूं जो उन्हें कुछ सिखा रहा है, उन्हें कुछ अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है मेरे बारे में. तो उन सबको भी मैं अभी इल्तिजा कर देता हूं दैट आई रिजाइन. आई एम रिजाइनिंग फ्रॉम योर प्लॉट. आई विल नो लॉन्गर प्ले एनी रोल दैट बॉदर्स यू एंड यू आर फायर्ड फ्रॉम माई प्लॉट. सो वैसा मैंने ऐलान तो कर दिया यूनिवर्स को कि भाई ये सारे लोगों को मैंने अभी फायर कर दिया है, इफेक्टिव इमीडिएटली. दे आर ऑल फायर्ड. क्योंकि बहुत बार सुना है ना, ये एक्टर है, ये दुनिया तुम ही है, तो सिर्फ तुम हो, कोई और है ही नहीं. तो अगर है नहीं है तो फिर इतनी परेशानी कर रहे हो मेरे लिए, आप वाकई चले जाओ. So, but how? हाँ,
But yesterday, Sanjivji, something we have similar happened in my life.
right,
सर आप
okay.
एक मिनट सर, आपका चले जाओ बोलने के बाद क्या हुआ वो तो बोलो, कंप्लीट करो.
वो बोलता हूँ बाद में. हाँ, बोलिए. हाँ,
So, Farooq and I went for his varicose vein test.
हाँ,
तो टेस्ट ले ली थी, खाली डॉक्टर को रिपोर्ट्स दिखाने थे। हम वहां पहुंचे सिद्धि विनायक के सामने, डॉक्टर वहां बैठे और बोलते अरे मैं तो रिपोर्ट भूल गया।
घर पे?
फिर मैं बोली कैसे भूल गया? तेरे खातिर भूल गया। तूने बोला ना सब मेरा तेरा तेरा सब सामान इधर इधर उधर बिखरा है, उठा दो करके,
हाँ, तो मैंने उठा लिया था।
इसलिए इसलिए भूल गया।
हाँ,
So I
हाँ,
said, I remember that I said there are 12 things lying here. You pick up, please. This is not right to keep the house. So he said, these are the things I need to take for the doctor. So I said,
हाँ,
okay, let this remain and pick up the rest. I very clearly said, let this remain and pick up the rest. Still he went on, "Nahi, tere khatir hua, tere khatir." So I said, see, if you keep on blaming me like this, if you blame me like this, then you are
You're
never going to
fired.
learn. You are not going to learn the lesson, and I am not going to support you any further.
Okay.
I drew my line yesterday. First that
Hmm.
I will not support you if you go on this blame game with me, because you are not going to learn any lesson over here. No,
In,
but you should have reminded me. I
Hmm.
said, yes, that is my fault. I
Hmm.
did not take care over there by reminding you. That is my fault. So now let us see what we can do about it. I asked the lead girl, what time does the doctor come? Is he sometimes late? What time is he still there? Then I went, took a cab, went home, got the reports. As I'm returning from the reports, where are you? He's calling. I said, I'm just returning. I'm at Nepean Road. Oh, that policy was there na, in the drawer. That is
That is what?
the policy in the drawer. We have to show the Mediclaim ka policy.
Wow.
That is forgotten. I said, now that we will send the picture, I'm not going back. Let me come back.
Right.
But then he said sorry and thank you to me. Both. Because I drew the line and I did not get angry. I just said, if you behave like that, I'm not going to support you. If you blame me wrongly, ever.
Right.
I just drew my line. I didn't get angry. And I said, yes, I should have reminded you that is my fault. That's all.
Right. Right. So good. Good. But so now, what is so here's one more thing that happened which I wanted to share. Ki jo that awareness, losing that awareness of what we really want in that moment. Why that happens, how that happens, and how we can prevent it. So this was a conversation I was having with Meenal. Some of you know who that is. She was going to conduct a one-day workshop for a company which I have been working with on leadership and cultural transformation and all that. So I had a call set up with her to brief her ki these are the things, the challenges that the company is facing in terms of interpersonal relationships, in terms of control, in terms of this and that. I had a whole list of things that need to be addressed to move this company forward. And so I got on the call where 3 or 4 of us, it was a conference call. And I started telling her all the things that need to be looked at or understood and started. And I could hardly get 2 sentences out. And she said, let me stop you right there. Let me stop you right there. And at that time, it took me a little aback. And I was like, well, if you're going to stop me right here, then how are you going to understand or appreciate all the issues that are going on with the company and all the things that need to be addressed? Don't stop me, because I have this whole thing that you need to be aware of. And what she said was that all the things, that list of issues that you're talking about is just part of the story. And what happened out of that the story जो बाहर की कहानी जो चल रही है is only one part of the equation. What is going on inside, at the energy level, at the emotional level, at the level of awareness, what is happening? That is the real story. That's the 99% story. ये बाहर वाली दुनिया तो ये करे वो करे, स्कूटर यहाँ से आए वहाँ से आए, okay, you know, ये भूल गए वहाँ गए. That's not where the crux of our experience is. Our experience lives on, depends on, and is based on what are we feeling? हम क्या अनुभव कर रहे हैं? That is the important question. Not what is happening out there, but what are you feeling? What is going on when whatever happens. So हमारा normal reaction क्या है? We focus on. So this I have, of course, since this was almost 2 years ago that this conversation happened, and since then, you know, lot of experimenting with looking, always turning the eye inwards to see what is going on within, whenever whatever the story is that is happening. So us आदत से, so that is the habit, that is the activity that really needs to happen. So for example, in Deepak, when you're talking about your brother saying this and that and whatever, the question is not whether he is right or wrong. The question is not whether it's valid or invalid. The question is not whether you have 10 more things to say about him than he does, and not whether he's qualified or educated. All that is part of the story. The only place we need to and can look at is inwards. So when that is being spoken, when that is being said, what does it do in me? What happens in me? What is the emotion that gets brought up? So because that emotion is showing you, especially if that an emotion is something that is unpleasant, like anger or disappointment or regret or guilt or any of that spectrum of the emotions which we don't prefer, which really take us away from our loving nature. I think I was telling on Monday about the difference between what is true nature and what is simply a temporary situation. So temporary situation is something which comes and goes, and true nature is which is always there. So for example, the true nature of sugar is sweetness. You can never separate sweetness from sugar. उसको दो अलग कर ही नहीं सकते हो तुम. You can put salt on the sugar, for example, and eat it, and it may taste salty in the beginning, but that saltiness is not its true nature. It may seem like, oh, the sugar feels salty, but it is not its true nature, because that saltiness can be removed. It will go away and the sweetness is always there. So the question is that any feeling that you are feeling which is not part of your true nature is only a temporary thing that we have adopted on ourselves. So if you are feeling angry, guilty, upset, regret, whatever, then that's your indication कि कुछ पहना है, कुछ लादा है मैंने अपने आप के ऊपर जो मेरा असली स्वभाव नहीं है. तो उसकी तरफ देखना है कि मैंने क्या पहन रखा है. And this, let me stop you right there, has now become a sort of a mantra for me. कि जो बात हाँ,
मैंने दीपक को पहन रखा है, ये आइडेंटिटी
को पहन रखा है. और उस वक्त में, उस पल में जब ये बातें हो रही है, तो उस वक्त में गुस्सा पहन रखा है, रिग्रेट पहन रखा है, मुझे दोषी ठहराना नहीं चाहिए मुझे, ये पहन रखा है. या all those things. It's not just this identity plus, see, identities, yes, it's true, but how do we उस बात को पकड़े कैसे हम? उस बात को एक कॉन्क्रीट रूप चाहिए जिसके पीछे हम अपना अपना जो ट्रू नेचर है उसको यूज कर सके. तो identity, nobodyness, somebodyness, all that stuff is true, but it is not something you can do anything with. मतलब एक चीज से अगर काम करना है तो मतलब कि एक नेल है जिसको आपको लगाना है लकड़े में, तो हथौड़ा चाहिए और नेल चाहिए, कुछ हाथ में हो तब काम बनता है. तो थियरी, ड्राइंग वगैरह, मान लो उसका ड्राइंग है आपके पास, उस कोई भी जो फर्नीचर आप बना रहे हो उसका ड्राइंग है, वो ड्राइंग ठीक है, अच्छा है, लेकिन वो ड्राइंग उसमें काम नहीं आएगा. आपको काम वो आएगा, हथौड़ी काम आएगी और वो नेल काम आएगा. और वो हथौड़ी और नेल का नाम है योर फीलिंग्स. योर फीलिंग्स इज योर टूल, इट इज योर इंस्ट्रूमेंट, इट इज योर इंडिकेटर, इट्स योर डैशबोर्ड, जो आपको सही दिखा रहा है कि क्या देखना है, क्या हो रहा है. और एंड ऑल्सो दैट इमोशन इज वॉट यू कैन यूज to address whatever it is that is going on. उसका आप इस्तेमाल कर सकते हो. It's a tool. That emotion itself becomes a tool. But our normal response is to look outwards. इसने ऐसा बोला, क्यों बोला, गलत है, सही है, नहीं है, बुरा है, अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है, whatever. We don't look at what is happening here. So when you so whenever you see yourself, and how do you know you're going away from true nature? Whenever you ask yourself how you are feeling, and if it is not a feeling that is consistent with your true nature, peacefulness, lovingness, joyousness, when those are not present, that is your indicator, that is your clue that I am moving away from my true nature. And when you see that, when you notice yourself, then simply tell yourself this mantra, let me stop you right there. Let me stop you right there. And who is the me? The me, let me is who? It is you only. Me, that understanding the true nature, that me is telling the little me, the little I which has identified itself with this anger and this and that. So let me stop you. The bigger I telling the smaller I, let me stop you right there, because this is not the true reality of who you are. Let me stop you right there. And when you stop and then do what? Then look within. What am I feeling? What is it that I'm feeling? And when you look at what it is that you're feeling, and you know that this is not a feeling that you really prefer to feel, you are the Lord of your universe. You are the divine source, the producer, creator, director of your life. And you have the power to simply release and let go that feeling. Let go. And by looking at itself, उसी से शुरू हो जाता है उसका बिखर जाना. क्योंकि हमारी आंखें बाहर की तरफ जब तक घूम रही है, तब तक हम अपने आप को देख नहीं पाते. And the moment we start turning that eye inward and looking at ourselves, that very instant, that which is not our true nature starts to kind of break apart in front of our very eyes. It starts to disintegrate, because उसकी actually कोई solidity है ही नहीं. जब हमारी नजर उसकी तरफ जाती है कि what am I feeling? Oh, I'm feeling angry. And you look at it closely. ये anger क्या, अच्छा actually क्या हो रहा है? Then you find that उसमें कुछ खास दम नहीं है, उसमें there is nothing. उसको आपने एक, क्योंकि उसकी तरफ देख नहीं रहे हो, उसको एक आपने एक बड़ा स्वरूप दे रखा है, उसको पावर दे रखा है, उसके हाथ में चाबी दे रखी है. लेकिन जब आप उसकी तरफ देखते हो तो पता चलता है कि इसमें खास कुछ है ही नहीं. So and when you release that, when you allow that to simply go, then you're back in touch with your own true self, the true nature of joyousness and love and all of that. then whatever you say, whatever you, iski baat matlab ye nahi hai, for example, Sonal, that just because you have let go of that anger doesn't mean now you cannot say anything or cannot do anything about whatever the situation is. You may still act, you may still speak, but now that speaking is coming from the source of that speaking is your true nature, not the covering of the true nature, which was anger or fear or lack or whatever it is.
So can I ask?
Yes.
So, but when you have so much of hatred or someone hates you, udhar aap bologe ki you write a letter with true love. That is your true nature. So love nahi nikalta hai tabhi. I can't
So, no,
hate.
but let me stop you right there.
Yes.
Right there.
Love and hate don't come together.
No, let me stop you right there in the first sentence itself. Okay. When someone hates you, let me stop you right there. Because ultimately, there is no someone. There is only the I. There is only you. There is only reflections of you. So someone, as if somebody is different, somebody is other, is where वो पहले जो पहला कदम लिया है उसी में आप मार खा रहे हैं हम. तो पहले कदम में ही वहीं रुक जाना है. फिर आगे की बात, दे हेट यू सो हाउ कैन आई बी लविंग टू देम, ये वगैरह वगैरह, दो थर्ड स्टेप फोर्थ स्टेप तक जाना ही नहीं है. फर्स्ट स्टेप इटसेल्फ, स्टॉप. Who is this other that you think is out there? Is there anything out there other than what you experience of them? Who owns the experience of that person? Whatever they say, whatever they do, where is all of that experience happening? You remember the 2-stone process we did at one point? The 2 stones.
Yes, sir.
हाँ, नहीं है याद है तो YouTube का, if somebody can find the link and post it on the chat, that'll be good. But in the 2-stone process, we saw that वो stone लगता है, वो actually वो stone भी नहीं है और कुछ नहीं है. There is only the feeling of that stone, and all that feeling is only you. So at the experience level, there is no one else over there. There is only your experience of them which exists. And your experience, is you. There is no other. So someone hates you is only you hating yourself. There is no one over there hating you. It is you hating yourself at some level, some point, and that is only being reflected in the form of this person hating you. At some level you hate yourself. That's how we operate in the world. We think we are not good, we think we are terrible, we think we have made so many mistakes, we think we are such fools, whatever we think. And out of those things and stories that we tell about ourselves to ourselves, we hate ourselves at some level. So, and what does that hate on ourselves create in the world? Evidence that, yeah, you are hateable. And what evidence can be better than somebody telling you, I hate you? That is a final thappa maar diya. I hate you, koi bahar se bol raha hai aapko. But it is only your own emotion, your own energies, your own creation just showing up as a reflection of hate. So rather than focusing on that reflection and trying to correct the reflection, writing a letter to the reflection, writing a letter saying I love you to the reflection, this is all like आईने में दाग दिख रहा है और आईने को साफ कर रहे हो. So rather than going to step 2, 3, 4, which is already in the wrong direction, stop at step number 1 itself. आईने को, शीशे को साफ मत करे. जहां से ये शुरुआत हुई है वहां देखिए. So, and it's true of everything that's happening in our life. If there is somebody who is as the Shiva of your universe, as the owner, as the ultimate source of everything that there is. Forgetting that, we start operating that, okay, मेरे पास ये 200 स्क्वायर फीट या 1000 स्क्वायर फीट का फ्लैट है और मेरे उसके पास 2000 का है, ये वगैरह वगैरह वगैरह, और वहाँ से कहानी शुरू हो जाती है. But when you remember you are the owner of it all, you are the owner of all of it that is existing. You are the owner of all that exists. Then this dispute itself disappears. But as soon as you forget that and you start operating कि मेरे पास तो इतना ही है, ये कम है, तो ऑटोमेटिकली सारी ये जो यूनिवर्स है aligns to show you, हाँ, you are right, you don't have enough. Your wife will tell you, look, we don't have enough, ये तो बहुत कम है, उसका देखो कितना है, etc etc. Whatever way it shows up as a reflection back at you. Your hatred for yourself, in your not loving yourself, Sonal, is what causes somebody out there to say to you that I hate you. So rather than trying to make up with them and write them a letter and ये वो बाद में कर भी सकते हैं, कोई हर्जा नहीं है. But first, look at where is it that I am not loving myself. What is it that I am not allowing myself to love myself fully and unconditionally? And when you do that, and when you go to that process of loving yourself, so and you are smiling at yourself and you are loving yourself, तो सामने वाला तो सिर्फ एक शीशा है. वही जो कल बोल रहा था I hate you start saying to you I love you, because अभी आपने आपका ये जो सोर्स है लाइट का वही चेंज कर दिया है. So this is the process, and it's such a powerful mantra. Let me stop you right there. The minute, मतलब क्या होता है कि हम वो जो पीक पे हैं of understanding and knowledge and truth and love and joy, वो पीक पे खड़े रहते हैं, तो छोटा सा एक पैर फिसलता है तो ज्यादा पता नहीं चलता है, लगता है कि हम सिर्फ उधर ही है. लेकिन वो एक पैर छूटने से फिर दूसरा, फिर तीसरा, और बिफोर यू नो इट यू आर टम्बलिंग डाउन द हिल ऑल द वे इनटू द वैली, इनटू द अबिस. So that rather than waiting till you go all the way down, then slowly trying to come back up and understand and do all this process and this and that, rather than go through that, the minute you see yourself moving away from that peak, immediately ye mantra, let me stop you right there. Let me stop you right there. Wahin pe ruk jao. Your brother Deepak is only a reflection of you. He's playing a script which is your direction. You are saying I need to work on letting go of doubting myself, whether I am, मैं ठीक हूं या नहीं हूं. ये जो भी डाउट है अपने आप के बारे में, उसको बाहर लाने के लिए, उसको देखने के लिए, उसके साथ जुझुमने के लिए, उसके साथ लड़ने के लिए, उसको एक रूप देने के लिए, वो रूप देने के लिए आपका भाई का रोल पैदा किया है आपने, जो उस रोल में आकर वो सारी बातें बता रहा है आपको, जो आपको आपके अंदर कहीं ना कहीं बैठी हुई है,
जद्दोजहद पैदा कर देती है.
सॉरी,
वो दिखता भी है मुझे.
हाँ
कि मेरा स्टेट अभी तक मैंने बचा के रखा था, 10 मिनट बचा के रखा, 15 मिनट बचा के रखा, अब वो मेरे हाथ से छूटना शुरू हो गया है, और अगले 15 मिनट में तो वो लुढ़क जाता है.
So that's the whole thing. So the thing is to say this to yourself right in the beginning. पहले ही जैसे ही थोड़ा सा यहाँ से यहाँ भी हिलने लगो, let me stop you right there.
Right.
क्योंकि ऑल द वे जाने के बाद तो गुस्सा आ जाता है, फिर क्या ना क्या बोल देते हो, फिर उसका डैमेज कंट्रोल करो एंड यू आर ऑलरेडी इन अ मेस.
Right.
तो वहां जाने से पहले ही लेट मी स्टॉप यू राइट देयर. सो सोनल, यू आर गेटिंग द पॉइंट. Stop at the first sentence itself that you said. Ki someone tells me that they hate me. वो someone भी नहीं है, they भी नहीं है, और actually hate भी नहीं है. It is your own not loving of your own self. And the closer you come to start to love yourself, ये बाहर वाले एक्टर ना अपने आप बदल जाते हैं. तो मेरे एक्टर आज के दिन तो बदल गए सारे, पता नहीं कैसे. कल मैंने फायर कर दिया. तो आज
Sir,
हम बहुत
in
बहुत
short,
बड़ी ट्रैफिक जैम में थे हम वेस्टर्न एक्सप्रेस हाईवे में. एंड लॉट्स ऑफ पीपल कटिंग इन, कटिंग आउट, दिस दैट, एंड इट वाज जस्ट फाइन. इट वाज जस्ट फ्लोइंग फॉर मी. इट वाज नो, देयर वाज नो इश्यू फॉर मी. हाँ,
sir,
बोलो.
in short, let me stop you right there is only for yourself only, na?
Of course, of course, of course. Unless you are given permission, unless you have come into my energy, and my energy says that not only, see, when I see somebody hating themselves, right, then I'm giving myself the permission, with the permission of that person, to say to them, let me stop you right there. So आज तक ये 2 साल में मैंने अपने आप पे ही सिर्फ यूज किया है, लेकिन आजकल मुझ में हिम्मत आ गई है, मैं दूसरों को भी कहता हूं, लेट मी स्टॉप यू राइट देयर. But it is only out of knowing that they are unnecessarily moving away from what they really want. It is becoming clearer and clearer how it works. And of course, the context in which this is said, only you and I know. So दूसरों को who don't understand what you're talking about, don't tell them, let me stop you right there. Like कुछ लोगों को you are fired मैं अभी कहने की तैयारी कर रहा था कल, मैंने सोचा लेकिन समझेंगे नहीं. You're fired. राइट. स्कूटर वाले को वो सोचा, अरे यार ये ट्रैफिक का मामला है, फायर कहाँ से कर रहा है ये. So yeah, so for now, just use it for yourself. Let me stop you right there. Use it for only yourself. And at some point I'll tell you, okay, now you're ready to use it for others also. Great. So any thoughts, questions, comments before we close?
Thank you, sir.
अच्छा गाइस, हाँ 18th के लिए रजिस्टर कर लेना भैया सब लोग. 18th का जो नैन्सी सॉर्टेड.
नहीं संजीव जी, आप मुझे बताइए क्या है और उस हिसाब से अकॉर्डिंगली मैं
ओके, श्योर आई लेट यू नो. वी
ठीक
कैन टॉक एक्चुअली आफ्टर दिस. ठीक
ठीक
है.
है, ओके.
Okay, great, wonderful. Thank you. Start to stay on the peak of your being, and the minute you notice yourself slipping, tell yourself, let me stop you right there. And then turn the eye inwards, and you will find that emotion which is pointing to you where you are slipping. Look at that emotion, be with that emotion, thank that emotion, and allow it to go, because it is not you. And then outside, what you do hardly matters, or don't do, or don't say, or say, is not the important part. So may we all start living that way and stay more and more in the zone of our true self, of lovingness, of joyousness. Hari Om Tat Sat. Thank you.